It seems like there's an uprise of anti-American rhetoric aimed at Black Americans.
Oh no, not this again, no.
There's a recent video from Valentina Gomez, the Missouri Secretary of State, echoing a sentiment I hear far too often.
He can't say that.
Sir, you can't
Is he
say
allowed
that.
to say
I'll
that?
say it louder.
Reparations from slavery and black victimization is about to be shoved down our throats for the most wretched holiday in America. BLM raised millions, but what did they do for black lives? It is outrageous to see people asking for reparations, even though they never went through slavery. These ungrateful people should be celebrated because they were born in the greatest nation to ever exist. Here's a tip: if you don't like America, get the fuck out.
It sounded a little bit racist.
Andrew Tate, who's currently awaiting trial for charges, also had this to say about Juneteenth on Twitter. Now, Andrew's got a weird case. I don't know why he's focused on anything that's going on in America. I'm not sure if everybody is passing around a single brain cell when it's time to talk, but I want to know what's ratchet about Juneteenth.
Is it because I'm black?
Even though slavery was outlawed in 1863, there were enslaved people that didn't know until June 19th, 1865. And that's why Juneteenth is commemorated on that day. But Black Americans have been celebrating Juneteenth since 1866. With that being said, personally, I don't care if the government recognizes or doesn't recognize Juneteenth. What they do has no bearing on what I'm going to do. But I'd like to know which holidays are not made up bullshit. Holidays signify an event, and we memorialize and recognize that event. What makes Juneteenth different than any other holiday?
It's the same thing in principle.
Is Columbus Day made up ratchet bullshit as well? Columbus was an accused. Check out this excerpt from the journal of somebody that was part of his crew. This is who we're celebrating when we celebrate Columbus Day. But every year, I don't hear any complaints about it. So what is really the issue with Juneteenth? There are some countries like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Vietnam, where you can't be a citizen and express your disagreements with the government, or they're going to send a Grim Reaper to your door.
I want you to give this guy and the kids a dirt nap.
Valentina said, if you don't like this country, if there are things that you disagree with this country, you need to leave. Voicing your opinion on matters of political, cultural, and economic significance is devoutly American. It's literally our First Amendment right. Even if you don't exercise any more of your rights to protest or to vote, you do have the right to speak your mind and express disinterest and dissatisfaction with the things that your government is doing that you don't agree with. And that's for both sides of the coin, whether you're liberal or conservative. But you should try to be informed about the issue that you disagree with so that you can put forth the best logical argument, especially when you're trying to hold office. On the topic of reparations, there are some people that feel like reparations are a tax on the people of today for America's sins in the past. And that's definitely a point. I could definitely see that side of the argument. Another talking point that I hear is not all Black Americans were slaves. If there was an equitable way to find out who some of the descendants were of some of the injustices that America has had against Black Americans, would those people then approve reparations for them? There was a recent court case about the 1921 Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, better known as the Black Wall Street massacre. There are victims of that massacre that are still alive, and their petition for reparations was denied. Tariq Nasheed, who produced the series Hidden Colors, had some ideas on reparations and how they could be distributed.
We're going to trace the people's names back to the 1870 censuses. Okay. So if your name can go to the census in 1870, that means you come from foundational Black American lineage, and that would qualify you for reparations.
You think education should be included in that too?
No, because they took money from us. When we were on them plantations, these people made billions of dollars and built up all types of institutions. Every institution in America, it was ground rooted in slavery, from the medical industry, the banking industry, the railroad industry, the Wall Street. Wall Street was a slave market. All of it came from us, literally every piece of it. So they need to give us what they took from us, which is money. And then we can get whatever we need on our own.
I know 3 generations of Black Americans in my own family. That's parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. That's only 3 or 4 more generations removed from slavery. If there wasn't intent to pay reparations, I'm sure that we could find a way. America has and does pay reparations. They pay reparations to Holocaust survivors. They pay reparations in the form of a 1,500-acre land grant to Native Americans over in Illinois. So Black Americans are not the only ones demanding reparations from the U.S. government. Demanding things from your government is not anti-American. But telling somebody that they can't petition their government for better definitely is. At the end of the day, do I think that Valentina is racist? Not really. I think that she's ideologically aligned with the Republican Party and conservatives, and she's regurgitating some of those talking points. And getting some education would probably do her some good. So we could probably chalk this one up, this one instance, to ignorant. But for Andrew Tate, he's an idiot. There's not really much more to say on that. If you like the video, like the video. Subscribe to meet me back here for the next conversation. And if you have thoughts, let the world know. This is the place for discourse. Peace.